2 minutes and counting, guys. We have a successful newer trader that's gotten quite a few payouts. It's only trading for a year, and he's absolutely blasting through prop firms. Join us. 2 minutes. Share this around. Get your popcorn because this guy's going to help you hopefully learn how to navigate the prop firm world. 50K Maven challenge for the best question. All right, guys, good morning. Randy's going to be joining us in a few moments. He's got prior obligations. He's going to join maybe midway through here. We're not sure exactly when, but that gives us tons of time to look at the market and see what's going down. Market has been absolutely booming all across the board lately. We have a bit of a retracement coming down right now. I'm going to show my screen here, and you can see I actually started personally. This is on the 10K challenge that we're doing right now. Picked up some orders here. There's a couple levels of interest. Sorry, what was that?
How's that going, the 10K challenge? How's it going, by the way?
Yeah, we're up 10% so far. I can show maybe not quite 10% now. We're down to 9.3%. And then $900, which is when we're just trading 1 to 2 contracts on micros. That's it.
Brilliant.
That's not too bad.
Shows you that you actually don't need a lot of money to trade with.
Yeah, and what's glorious about that too is you don't even need the 10K. Now, hopefully, we don't get a massive dump here and it completely blows it on stream. It would be quite funny for you guys at home, but just would absolutely destroy my ego. Yeah, cool. And then we have prop firm challenges that are near payouts as well.
Nice. Good work, dude.
Hopefully, within the next, I'll get my first payout in the next couple of days. So 2 weeks to get a payout. September 16th would be nice.
You know what you should do? You know what you should do? R8, you know what you should do as a next challenge? So you're doing this 10K challenge now, like trading with 10K and seeing if you can live with 10K. R8, what you should do is you should take 10K and buy a bunch of prop firm accounts next time and see how much you can make with the prop firm.
Wow. That's actually a really cool idea. I like that. That's interesting. The issue is I wouldn't be able to buy 10K worth of prop firms right off the bat because there's no chance I'm going to.
No, but like you can do it across different companies and that, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. And then just copy trade them all.
Exactly. And then see, okay, well, if I spend 10 grand on prop firms, so what's better, 10 grand on a personal account or 10 grand on prop firms? Yeah. Let me put 10 grand into prop firms, copy trade them all and see how much you would make after, call it 3 months.
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make more on prop firms just because they're so
100%, dude.
Yeah.
If you put 10 grand in your own, this is just my own. If you put 10 grand in your own personal trading account and after a quarter you made 10 grand, you're killing it. But if you buy 10 grand worth of prop firm accounts, R8, you could probably get like 30 different accounts, bro.
Yeah. I think 10 grand might be excessive because the whole point of like this sort of challenge is to make it realistic for people in my peer group sort of thing. Like I think 10 grand for where I live.
Maybe 2 grand then, or 3 grand. I don't know.
And like one to 2 grand, because that's something that like where I live, like anyone can come up with $1,000 by the end of the
Okay, I've got an idea. take the money that you make from this 10K challenge after whenever you've done it, then use it to buy prop firm accounts.
That's actually a really good idea. I like that. So whatever we're left with, withdraw it all and just dump it all into prop firms.
Correct.
By the end of because we're doing 2 months of this, September and October.
Yeah. Then buy prop firm accounts with it.
Yeah, that's a decent idea. I'd love to hear people's feedback if they like that. And cool. James took a short on the DAX and on the open here. He got obviously a nice short on the open there. And I wasn't willing to take the short, wasn't clean enough for any sort of reason for me to be short. But the reality is, these levels were decently solid. We've got just the massive uptick, and that's really the only zone that buyers are going to be sitting at. And if they don't hold here, it really looks like it's going to be coming back down here, and this is going to be a really bad day for us if it does. So we're letting a little bit of room here. We're going to watch these closes, and then hopefully we can get a rally back up, because that's really, this is the zone. You want to buy here and you want to buy below there, and then we got an average entry of pretty decent here.
I could have told you would be long biased. It's funny, you know how I trade and I know how you trade now. I could have told you would have been long biased coming into the stream, because I know those are like the levels that you're looking for.
It's funny because I was thinking the same thing this morning. I was like, well, it opened up short, and James probably probably took the shorts off of these retests or whatever, and you know what I mean?
Yep.
Exactly. It is interesting once you really understand how the market works and how other traders are working. You can tell really well. Welcome, Randy.
What's going on? How's it going?
Okay, we got a chat room that's ready to ask you questions too. First off, we're going to kind of introduce you. James has informed me that you are a relatively new trader from Vancouver, even, which is very close to me. And you've been doing this for a year or two, right?
Year and a half.
Absolutely killing it in the prop firm space. So give us a little introduction of how you trade and how you got into trading.
I got into trading. Basically, I was always interested in, learning to trade. I was doing some investing. I actually lost a bunch of money investing in stocks and whatnot, thinking I knew what I was doing. So I kind of just got jaded and stayed away from the market for a few years. But when I decided to dive back in, I just went looking for a mentorship. I decided I was going to go all in, find a community, and just, instead of trying to do this by myself, watching YouTube videos, just get some guidance and some real help, and just with the accountability, I think, is the biggest part of trading that people overlook. So I found Austin through his podcast, met Austin, signed up with their Black Shirt Club, and James was my coach.
Nice. And
just did the deep dive with James, and kind of, I didn't know much about strategies. I wasn't really looking at anything, and James was trading, VWAP and some other things, and the VWAP spoke to me. I just liked the way price respected the VWAP, and you could use it for entries and exits. And I basically just trade VWAP, opening range, and a little bit of initial balance. And then I use Bookmap, and then like a session volume profile. So previous day's point of control, previous day's value area, high, low. And then I use those levels in conjunction with Bookmap. And I use those more for trade management than I do for entries.
What's so interesting is, if you're a new trader or know nothing about trading, every single word you just used would have made no sense. Even my brain was like trying to keep up, you know what I mean? And I've been doing this for 13 years. So I imagine a lot of traders are struggling trying to understand all of those nuances. Now, what we need to understand is it's very similar to James's style, right? VWAP, trend trading, and then buying off of the opening range.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so Randy came in, Hunter. Randy came in like beginning of last year. He had his son was born, and then I remember you were actually going to join Randy, but then like your son was born, and then you were like, I'm going to join in a couple of weeks' time. So it was like last year, February, if I'm not mistaken. Randy, February, March.
Yeah, it was February 2nd. I think I joined it like a month after he was born on the 2nd of January, and like a month after I joined BSC.
So as you can see, Randy's been doing this year and a bit, and he's taken prop firm payouts and everything like that. And I think that's obviously really, really cool, because Hunter's been doing this over 10 years. I've been doing it 7.5 years. Maybe from a new trader's perspective, give them like a good, realistic outlook of what you can expect in your first year of trading?
Yeah.
Before we get into more of the other questions there, I think that let's start you off like that.
So I didn't take my first payout till 14 months into trading. There was people around me that were doing it in 6, and there was people that I still trade with that we started at the same time that haven't taken payouts. So I think, being too rigid on a time horizon is really hard. But I think as long as the first year for me was more about just watching the markets and understanding price action and really starting to, work on self-awareness. I think the biggest part second year was psychology for me.
Yeah.
But the first year, I just really worked on the charts, analysis. What am I looking at? What am I understanding? What is price doing? And then I started introducing things. Even with Bookmap, I've had Bookmap for about a year now. And for the first 6 months, I didn't do anything. I just had it up on my chart. I just had it on the screen beside a chart, just watching it. So I think if you just, focus on something for a bit of time, if you want to add another layer, you can. Don't overcrowd it. Just take your time. I know I did spit off a whole bunch of things when I said how I like to trade, but these things were all added over time. I just looked at the VWAP for the first few months, and then I would add something that worked for me. And not saying it's going to work for you. You got to really feel it, like when you add it and you this works for you. You can see things clearly with this. So, but I think the first year is just more for me was a lot of just chart analysis, like putting in the reps, putting in the hours, trading challenge accounts. When I first started trading, there wasn't a lot of straight to funded. Tradeify had just came out.
Yeah.
So I traded a lot of challenge accounts, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. I don't think you have to go straight to funded. I think you can trade these eval and these challenges. You just got to remember to respect the process, because when you get into a straight to funded account, it's not like trading an eval. It's a different. As much as people can disagree with it, you treat it differently because it's a straight to funded account. And if you treat it like an eval, because sometimes these evals, like I'm in an eval right now, I'm in 30 contracts. I would never trade my funded accounts with 30 contracts.
30 micros or 30 micros?
30 micros on ES, on MES. So
I was gonna say, what size account are you trading? Wild that. You made a really interesting point that I just want to dive a little bit deeper. Is you said you focused on just the VWAP for first, and then as you got more comfortable with that, you added more, right? A lot of times, I noticed this when I was developing further, and I'm still kind of developing further. I noticed start adding a little bit more, right? And then my strategy starts to slip, right? And I start to lose the core concepts that made me profitable in the first place, right? And the whole challenge is, simplifying things, not making it too difficult, right? Because once you get that little thing that does work, we end up sabotaging ourselves by trying to get better and better, right? Rather than just fixating on it for a year. It's really interesting that you said a year of VWAP and nothing else, right? I think that's a really important takeaway that I just wanted to dive into for the viewers.
I also want to ask a question on this, because I think Randy spoke about this. So Randy streams with us every single day as well, and on our streaming platforms and everything like that. But I think you said something the other day, Randy, that was like, I think you lost like $4,000 in your first year of trading from trading prop firms. But if you had put, like, let's just say funded your own personal account, you would have probably lost a lot more. Maybe speak a little bit about that as well, and why you think prop firms are great for traders to scale and for newer traders as well.
Yeah. So full transparency, I made some money in small cap stocks and gold mines actually about 15 years ago. I got up to about 300K. I had it reinvested into what I thought were blue chip stocks. I didn't know anything what I was doing. I lost all that money. It was traumatizing. Yeah. So coming into learning how to trade futures is why I went all in with the mentorship and, invested in it in that sense, is that I spent actually $5,500 Canadian. So it would have been around 4K US in my first year of trading. And I came to the desk every single day and traded. Yeah. I rarely missed a day of trading. Now, if I were to do that with personal capital, we would have a much, much, much bigger loss than $5,500. I would have been putting in, I would have got to the point where I would have stopped, because I would have probably just blew up all the money I put aside to learn how to trade. So I think props give you that. It's very valuable. The struggle I have with props is the gamifying portion of it. And I think when you can separate from that and take it seriously, we just had another guy that we trade with, Nick, on with us. And it's like, you got to treat it like a business and you got to be an adult. as much as they can make it look like a video game, it's not as easy as it can be to charge a prop account on your credit card. At the end of the day, that's all going to add up. So if you treat it like a business and you look at the end of the year, I was so happy that I spent that I lost $5,500 in my first year of trading. When I tell people that, they're blown away by it.
Yeah. It's one of those things that, the mindset towards everything is what dictates your life, right? Like, I've made some terrible mistakes in my life, right? I've lost, nearly $1 million and I don't regret it, right? Because that allowed me to treat money as so much more important, you know what I mean? Rather than being frivolous with it, fast money, fast, quickly gone sort of thing, right? And if you didn't lose that money early on, that could have been a bigger pain point for you in the future.
Well, I could have just kept growing it, not knowing how I was even growing it, and then just lost it all again.
Yeah.
That was the problem. I didn't know what I was doing. And I had a gold mine that was a 10-bagger, and it was just like the first thing I ever invested in. And I knew nothing about it. I just knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that owned the company. Like
what was that guy, Justin Wynn, I think, that he ran up something like $100 million and then lost it all in 2 weeks because he went on tilt.
Jeez,
He's super famous for it.
I can't even fathom that.
Bitcoin trader, of course, and I think he was trading things and whatnot. That I don't even know how you would recover from that. It was absolutely insane because you would have been able to retire multiple generations forever, with that amount of money.
Let's see if there's some questions here from the chat, Hunter.
So,
what are your longs doing? Your longs picking back up a little bit, bro.
Yeah, it's looking good. These are some solid closes. This is kind of some levels that I'd love for it to close above. So as we're seeing, new closes, I'm determining where I think it's going to go. There was a nice kiss off this sort of level, and it's buying back up now. It's ideally, honestly, what we wanted to see, because if we look and we draw kind of our zone here, right? This is the zone. Well, we're not getting closes below that zone, and we've just gotten this nice little wick here even further that liquidated some more positions that allowed the big guys to kind of get into the market at a really safe entry. And I got my second entry down at here actually. So the first one was at the top, the second one was way behind, and that gives us a really sick opportunity to leverage ourselves in a position where we're very low risk at this point, right?
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I mean, you got a good stop placement as well, because if it comes back down underneath 500, maybe you wouldn't want that anymore.
The stop is kind of arbitrary. I just kind of threw it there just in case I'm an idiot. And I just want to put a rough area, right? I don't really use the stop too much. We've got some, it could dive down deeper. I probably wouldn't want it to be below 24,500. Realistically, right around here. If we get solid closes down here, I'm going to get out for sure. But it's mostly close based, right? But we're still getting these solid wicks to the upside on the 2 hour, 1 hour, 15, whatever. So I'm not too concerned yet.
I'm still sitting in my short, James.
You're still in the short.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a TPT eval over the line here, and I had a level at 663 on MES that I wanted to take profits, but I was $45 away from passing this.
So let's
eval.
Look at
and I held on, and that was basically that low that set in.
So you are currently short on the ES. Bring me down. If you have your screen available, you could kind of show your trade if you wanted to.
Oh, sure.
Or we can. So all you do is you go to that share button.
Yeah. I got it.
Up arrow, and then we'll swap to yours. Perfect. Lovely. Okay, let's break that down.
So here we are. We get a basically rejection off of the New York VWAP after market open. This yellow line is previous day's New York VWAP. We cut through that. I should have gotten short up here at the opening range low, but I hesitate taking the first break of these ranges. But I like this momentum. I ended up getting in down here.
Yeah.
I was looking at 66.60 as my take profit originally, but then there was orders here at 66.63, which was New York lows from yesterday from the session. And basically I sat through this. It was great. once we got to, I needed like, I think 662 to get this eval over the line, 53,000.
Funny. Always $1
And
off, eh?
yeah, and basically I told myself and on stream in the chat that 663 was a level I'd look to take profits at.
Yeah.
As we pin this, I was looking down here at the P&L, not realizing exactly where I wanted to take profits. And I had to sit through this chop again. And I don't like the way this is looking now, but we'll see.
Now you've just pointed out an interesting thing that I do, that this is how I trade a little bit differently on prop firms, and I think you're kind of pointing at it too, is based off of where your drawdown is and where your take profit is, I will reposition the contract size so that if where I want to get out for take profit is like just barely off, I will maybe add a little bit more. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to reduce so that I lower my risk, so that I can still hit that target and pass just exactly, right?
That's exactly what I did. Just my math was off. So I was originally in 20 micros.
Yeah.
And then on this second move here, I added in another 10 to bring me up closer to that 663, because my original take profit was down here at 660.
Exactly.
So I added in, I was $45 short, and I should have just closed the trade and looked to scalp that $45 later.
That's generally what I do too. And then what I do is, if I'm $45 off, I add one contract and I just DCA randomly, because it's like so incredibly likely that you eventually get like a little bit of tick back. And it's an interesting thing with prop firms is you do have to gamify it a little bit, and it does make it a little bit more fun because you get that excitement, you know, and you have to like do this little bit of extra math. And you know, this is a risk management sort of thing as well. Like the traders at home, they might not realize risk management is not just like how much you risk per trade. It's navigating your margin that you have remaining so that you can figure out how much you can actually put into a trade if you need to DCA, right? And it's also planning, you know, where is your drawdown actually going to hit, so that you can make sure that your stop is not after your drawdown gets hit. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
So that's why I have an Apex window open here showing me my distribution drawdown. What do I have left in these accounts?
Yeah.
Right. And so then I'm always like just toggling back and forth. And then I do all my entries and analysis off of Trading View.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Same.
So it's one of those ones where it was like these things, the subscription rolls over tonight. So I was like, if I can get this over the line. But at the end of the day, one thing I will say, the previous me would just force this all day to try and get it. You know what? Yeah. If I can't get it over the line and I got to make $500 tomorrow and it's going to cost me 1 month of subscription, I don't care anymore. That's the cost of doing business. I don't need to YOLO this thing to have to then get all of that profits back on a new account.
Totally. Right? I suppose it depends how close you are, right?
Yes, exactly. 100%. If I'm over 50%, I'll let it. I'll play it out. If I'm under 50%, like if I took a big chunk of my trailing drawdown out on this account, I would be YOLOing it right now, because I'd rather just get a full set of trailing drawdown the next day. Why would I try and get this thing out of the, you know what I mean, out of the hole?
Yeah. Here's a question for you, Randy. If you had to consolidate your principles of success over 3 rules, what would they be?
Ooh, 3 rules. Having a max trade limit, I think, is huge for me. For me, tilt comes after 2 or 3 trades. For some people, they tilt after 5 or 6 or 10. For me, my second trade, depending on how it goes, leads to tilt. So I think that rule has to be at the top of my list. Like if I can take 1 trade a day, is that's the key to my success personally with my personality type.
Fair.
I've never had this question asked before. You kind of got me stumped. Another rule would just, for me, is just trusting my process. Like,
yeah,
I think it's key to trust your process and shit. Like, I don't know. I've never been asked this question. You really got me stumped.
I can give you a moment to think about it. We're looking at a new close on the 30-minute here now on the NASDAQ. Does not look like a very good close, in my opinion. But 30-minute, not super, super important. Yeah, I'm still sitting in on this trade. I would like to see, if I want to get out of this trade, if I want to turn into more of a bear, I'd like to see this purple zone get broken through on the hourly potentially, because overall the market is quite bullish lately. So we're still kind of playing the game of hopefully we're buying up in this zone, but we do need to start managing our position now and just being cautious that maybe this close is actually going to cataclysm us down to further lows.
Yeah, the DAX coming down, which tends to sometimes come with the move with the Nasdaq. The DAX down like almost 2% today, bro.
The DAX is just an incredible mover on either end.
It does, yeah.
If you're in the wrong side of the DAX, you got it's like putting all your money on black. You know what I mean? It's you can instantly lose everything with the DAX.
No, sure.
I feel like that's been YM this week too, or even like yesterday and the day before on Friday. YM had 100-point moves in either direction. Like it was just you're getting smoked.
The Dow yesterday. Oh yeah, these were quite volatile. You got even today, just insane. I would hate to be the buyer at the top there.
Oh yeah, getting wicked out there. Jeez.
What's wonderful is both of our strategies would have been able to avoid that, right? I would have seen the wick, not played that game, and you guys would have waited for those solid closes into the trend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, even if it wasn't, maybe you're taking the loss long and then you're getting in short. You can't think that, for me, Randy was asked that question. For me, it's having that max daily loss limit in. As soon as I start veering off of that, I'll start doing my own thing, and I'll give back gains from like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
So that would be one, like that would be the way I have my risk setting set up. I would probably call that rule number 1. I got a max daily trades and then a max daily loss limit. And I have it set up with my trading style. If I take a loss, I size down half on the second trade. That it gives me a second trade, but I still stay within that max loss. If not, I would just lose it on the first trade. So I have it. It gives me the chance to take 2 trades, and then if I'm going to hit max loss, I'm done on the second trade.
I got a decent question from Julius here. He says, many new traders quit within the first year. In your opinion, what mindset habits separate those from who quit and who stays? And you could kind of reframe this as another question: is why did you stay after all those big losses?
For me, to be honest, when I actually had like my first year anniversary of trading, I really thought that day 1 of my second year was going to be it. Like I'd made it. I put in a year, I put in the work, I put in all the time. I'm going to do this. Now the payout should just start coming. And the first 2 months of my second year of trading were the worst trading I ever did. And I don't know if it was overconfidence, but it's still, I had to remind myself. And I think that mindset of like, you survived, it's like surviving the learning curve is what I like to always say. And that's the whole thing with trading. You have to survive the learning curve. And for some people, it could be 12 months, it could be 3 years, it could be 5 years. Yeah. If you stay true to yourself, you trust your process, and at the end of the day, respect your rules, not even the rules anybody else says, just the rules you put in place, and respect yourself, you're going to be profitable. Like it's a no-brainer. When it comes to trading, if you have a process that works, you trust it, you stick to your rules, 110% you will be profitable. Right? So when you start bending your rules and start breaking things that you get stuck in a vicious cycle of there was a guy I talked to that traded for 10 years. He wasn't profitable. Yeah. And his 11th year, he went back to paper trading for 6 months. And he spent the first 3 months coming to the chart every morning and not taking a trade, just watching price action. And then 3 months of paper trading. And now he's finally profitable after 10 years of trading.
That's fantastic. That's
right. Just having to completely, sometimes I think when you go too far one way, and if you're really struggling, just reset, step back for a sec, take a look, just reset. Like maybe you implemented too many indicators. Maybe you're looking at this. Maybe the strategy is not working for you. I'm not at all saying strategy hop, but just give everything some time. And then if it's not working, it's okay to do something different. Like you don't have to be rigid and be like, no, it's got to be this or nothing.
Now, a lot of the issue traders face is they'll have a strategy that is actually working, but when it's not working, exactly what you said is they don't stick to their rules. They bend those rules. They go into a mode of, I hope it comes back. Right. And then that hope feeling, they're not actually trading anymore. The second that you start bending your rules is the second that you're gambling, right? And gambling, we know for sure, is unprofitable if you're not actually following something that is proven to be working.
Yeah, and we joke and we say hope is dope, right? And that's like a running joke in our group. Like if you're hoping, like you're smoking dope, seriously. As soon as you start hoping, that means that you don't trust what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. And as soon as you don't trust what you're doing, you're obviously, the market is going to make sure to humble you and let you know that you're not, you shouldn't be here if you're going to be breaking your rules or not trusting your process.
Excellent advice. What was your target on the ES short?
662. I still didn't take profits. I'm debating if I should right now.
Well, yeah, one more low to be kissed. Now, what I'm looking at is, 15-minute failed to lose this level. We're coming back. We're still in that range. It might go for one more. I think it's 50-50 on my mind.
Are you looking for like a liquidity sweep and then you look for the move back up? That's how you trade?
So I created something I call dumb money concepts. Yeah. Literally all it is I don't call them liquidity sweeps. I call them attempts to lose levels and attempts to gain levels, and then a failure or a success of losing those levels, right? And the logic basically comes down to, I can show you right here on the chart. We have a high here. We attempt to make a new high, and we failed, right? So it must come in the reverse direction back to the next level down, right? And then you attempt to regain those zones. You wick into it and you fail to regain the zone, so it must go to the next level up, right?
Interesting. I like the way that that you worded that for sure.
Yeah.
It's a simple, try to break it down as simple as possible. Mind you, obviously it gets very complex because there are a lot of different time frames to look at, and also the market is a little bit random, right? So
Randy, you over the line on that trade then? Surely.
No, I'm $60 or $55 short.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like you might hit it here. One more kiss down, and then
it's gonna come. I think I got NQ taking some orders down here at 25 or 24,510. If we get a little bit of follow through, I think it'll push me right over the edge
for the NQ.
Yeah, I look at NQ also when I'm in an ES trade. Yeah, and I use, because NQ is kind of like was holding ES up today as YM tipped over.
Yeah, they're very, very similar. I've actually used the ES occasionally when the range in which I want to enter in the NQ. So let's say I have a sort of a range here, right, of possible entries, right? And I'd like to stagger one or two, right? And let's say the range is super wide and makes no sense because it'd be too high risk. I'll switch over to the ES because sometimes, those are tighter ranges and it allows me to manage my position a little bit easier, right? But it's incredibly rare. It might be like, once or twice a year sort of thing that I'd switch over, because it makes a lot of sense just to stick with one. But exactly what you said, using the other one as confluence, so you can kind of understand, hey, this the ES might be a little bit more bearish today than the NQ, and that might cause the other guy to react a different way, right?
Yeah, and that's more or less what people ask me all the time. Why don't I trade NQ? Because you'll see me like talking about levels on NQ all the time, and because I know the price action on ES, I just use NQ as a confluence. Like if NQ is holding ES up or bringing ES down, and then if we have levels on NQ, like today, NQ held its previous day's New York VWAP beautifully, and it was just causing ES to go sideways, and I wasn't getting that follow through. And until NQ broke that level at 24,530, we finally saw NQ start to make new lows, or sorry, ES start to make new lows.
But they do move together quite well, right?
And then every now and then they diverge and they do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And then you're really stuck.
Do you want to do would you rather?
Yeah.
Come up with a couple things. All right. Okay, Randy, would you rather day trade or swing trade?
Day trade.
Day trading? Why is that?
I love the I don't know. I love being at the desk every day and being in and out of trades in minutes, and sometimes, I've been stuck in this one for a few hours, but usually I'm out of it no longer than 10 or 15 minutes. I'm in a trade.
That's a question. Do you have a time limit in which you will get out of a trade ever?
Yes. 2 hours is a time stop for me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't like to. I don't walk away from it. I'm not at the point with where I can walk away from a trade just yet.
Totally. James, you got one?
Okay. Randy, would you rather have a 90% win rate strategy or a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio strategy?
90% win rate.
Yeah, completely agree with that.
I want to be in and out of trades. To have a
Sure.
to have a 3-to-1, you got to be. In my mind, you got to be sitting in trades longer.
Okay.
Right, waiting for that longer move, especially now that we're at all-time highs.
Okay, here's another one. Sorry, Hunter, let me ask another one. Yeah.
Go on.
Would you rather, okay, Randy, would you rather take a big payout from one account or a lot of small payouts from multiple accounts?
Payout from.
So one big
actually,
payout.
no,
I'm
I'm doing multiple payouts over small accounts. As you know,
Okay.
James, I'm copy trading 40 accounts.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, that brings me to another question. Regarding prop firms, would you rather, I guess, churn prop firms and risk the whole thing, or play it slow and make sure that you don't blow those accounts?
Slow and steady. I'm a big believer of delayed gratification.
I feel you. Yeah, I do the opposite.
It works. It works 100%. I don't. But this is what I mean. Like, you could be long and I could be short, and we could both make money on the exact same damn trade. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah, totally. Right.
I'm out of my trade, guys. I got it over the line. So
nice. Boom. Okay, now bring it up so that I can make money too, like you just said.
Hey, I'll go in another eval and I'll buy.
Yeah, there you go.
I was giving Randy gears on our live stream. I was like, just scalp it short and then get back in. But
yeah,
who am I to judge if he got it over the line, Randy?
He got it. He got it. It's starting to look not very good for my end here, but this is kind of the lowest I would want it to go, is that range once again, like that 2-hour level. Very clearly, there's only 17 minutes left on that 2-hour. The 4-hour looked okay. The 1 hour's, again, same sort of thing. Is this is dumping pretty hard, and it's tricking us with those wicks and then coming down even further. So unfortunately, it could close again and leave us for a loss today. But hopefully Randy's buys bring us back up.
Where's your stop, Hunter?
I just kind of throw stops arbitrarily, randomly.
Yeah.
Right around the current price is where I don't want it to close. That's how I trade.
I have, like, based on how how I'm looking at it, I got previous day's point of control on NQ at 24,500, or call it 24,000. Yeah, 24,500. Let's say.
Yeah. That's basically exactly what I said about 30 minutes ago. As I said, 24.5, and I believe I said it on the stream too, is about the lowest I would want it to see.
So we call that an 80% setup. Like, there's an 80% chance that price is going to come back to that level, tap it, and then it'll push off from there.
And that's the point of control.
Yeah, previous day's point of control.
Yeah, so the previous day's point of control, to remind viewers and to myself, is the highest volume area, correct?
Yes, it's where the most transactions were taking place between buyers and sellers at that price.
Yeah, look at that, 24,500, like exactly what he's saying. It's buying up off that.
You could see price. It's like a magnet. Price will pull to it, and then it'll push off of it.
Yeah, interesting speculation.
What accounts are you taking these on, Hunter?
I have my personal 10K, and then I use I use futures firms because I only trade the NASDAQ.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. I got one more would you rather for you. Would you rather get very good entries but miss 50% of your entries, or market enter, always get it, and your wins would be smaller, right? And you can take that however you want. You know what I mean? So more often trades or super low risk trades.
I don't know. I'm a mix of both. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I do like both, but I was trying a little bit more of a scalping strategy off of VWAP, where I was taking a lot more like those entries, those market order entries, and getting getting smoked on my stops and then, going back to, I'm in a little bit of a fine line in between, to be honest.
Yeah. The reason why I asked that question is it's something that I'm actually practicing myself. Is I do two different strategies, and I wanted to see your kind of take on that too. Is on the personal account, I like to just set lower, far away trades that are much more lower risk, because that way, if something happens in the market and we get a big dump, right, I'm not on the line as much, which is kind of what we did here. As you'll notice, so the first entry was here, right? And the second entry was actually on that red line right there, which was behind my level, right? And which allowed me to get this really awesome entry, assuming it does come back. Now, when I look at, my prop firm account, I do a little bit more DCAing and I enter earlier, right? Because I can allow myself to day trade more. And this is more of a position, a safer position sort of thing.
Sure.
But with the prop firm account, I'm fully okay blowing the entire account every single day, right? But there's no chance I'm going to blow this account. You know what I mean? The most I'm ever going to lose is like $500. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So that's I agree with you, and that's kind of how I do trade. But like I don't know if James told you, but I'm like right now I'm like working my way up to I'm trading like 40 accounts, copy trading them.
Wow.
So I take a little bit of a different approach to it, because now I treat it a little bit like personal capital. I'm invested into these. It's not $300 on one straight to funded account. I'm a few thousand into these accounts, right? So but when I do get into trading an eval, or if I have buckets and I have 3 straight to fundeds in a separate bucket, I will trade them like you, a lot more aggressively.
Yeah, that makes so much more sense why you say you would prefer the low and slow thing.
When you're trading a lot of accounts,
I only trade one account at a time. And the interesting thing is, once, like, let's say I'm on a funded account and I shoot for minimums more or less, right? I hit the $200, $500 minimum, whatever it is, right? And I'm done on that account for the day. I will then go to another account and start trading that, right? So I'll just account hop, and I'll always have one trailing, right?
You'll preserve your capital that way. So I do the same thing, but in buckets of accounts.
Yeah.
So if I have a win in one account, I'm done with that bucket. If price is really trending, I'll trade all of the accounts. If I really like the day, what it looks like, but if I'm any indecision, I start picking which accounts I want to trade in.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that
I think that's a good way to kind of do it as well, Randy. Like at the start of each day, you look at maybe pre-market and you're like, listen, I'm going to trade these accounts today. Price action's a bit shitty today. I'm going to trade only 2 accounts.
So today with the rollover, FOMC tomorrow, I just decided, hey, this take profit account's going to resubscribe tonight. Why don't I just focus on this? Then I can trade, like if I want to go 50, 40, 30 micros, I can trade with ridiculous size because I'm only focusing on the one account.
Sure.
And worst case scenario that, I lose it, and worst case scenario, I have another one tomorrow. So that's kind of how that's all I traded today.
Interesting question here. Do you trade differently when we are at all-time highs?
I think you got to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Especially James has been, repeating that to me for the last week about just being aggressive on taking profits. And that's where, people get knocked for being a negative art trader. But I think in these environments, you don't look for those home runs. We're at all-time highs. What are we expecting it to be? 30, 40 point moves on ES to another all-time high? Unless we have some big bullish news or really bearish news, you can't see big sell-offs either.
It basically slowly ticks up. The shorts are what's interesting with something like the NASDAQ is, you get these massive drop down very quickly on shorts. But, yesterday, if you look at it, even more of a trickle all the way up, right? And when things sell off, they sell off so quickly. But, more of a trickle when it goes up.
Well, I like to look at it when we're at all-time highs. The sellers look for any bit of bearish news. And if they get the right narrative fed to them and the wording is right, it cannot even be real bearish news. And these sellers can put their foot on the gas and you can see a move. So on the short side, you can definitely see the moves. I just think on the long side, unless I can't even think of like some kind of bullish news event that would just drive market insanely higher, like maybe some earnings report or something, right?
Yeah.
But,
it would have to be an individual stock that's doing it. If NVIDIA came out with
exactly
quantum computing sort of disk, right? Yeah, cool guys. We're wrapping up here with just a couple minutes left. Randy, we like to ask a question at the end. If there's one key takeaway you know, that you can leave with viewers from today's talk, or some sort of piece of advice that really helped you get to the point where you are? What should viewers remember?
Just respect yourself. You break your rules, you're not letting down anybody but yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that is something I take away from James, and just having that pride and not even pride, but just, you know, belief in yourself and being confident without being overconfident. Like, I think it's just that trust. Like I said, like I can say 1,000 things, trust your process, just trust yourself, but just respect yourself. Like, every time you break a rule, you're just disrespecting yourself. And, you know, you think it doesn't hurt, but, you know, those store up subconsciously in your mind. And before you know it, you're doubting every trade you take. And I think if you're not confident in the trade, you're not going to survive in this, especially all time high. You're just not going to survive in the markets, period. You shouldn't be in the markets. You shouldn't be trading.
Yeah. Yeah. Great stuff. Where can we find you, Randy?
So I have it. All my socials are at the Randy Bains. So basically my name with the in front of it. But yeah, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You can find me everywhere. Basically, I'm on all of it. So we have a podcast that we do weekly, me and a couple other traders, and we talk about year 2 to 5 of trading and what happens in those years when you're not taking payouts, when you're struggling, when you're just, you know, it's not about interviewing people in payouts. It's just, you know, 3 traders, and we have a guest on every week, and we just have a talk and talk about where we're at and our struggles and how we're feeling, and that's it. So that's called Behind the Charts. You can check that out. It's in the link in my bio and all my socials. So
gotcha. At the Randy Bains. If you guys are curious of how to spell that, it's in the Maven Discord. The winner of the 50K Maven Challenge is going to be posted in the Discord as well. So make sure you join the Discord there. Randy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks,
you're
man.
quite insightful. I love your psychology as well.
Anytime. I'd love to come on again. So awesome.
Hey, thanks, James, once again. We'll do this every single Tuesday, guys. Tune in next Tuesday. Week. We got Trader Nick joining us next week, which will be really exciting.